Robert Durst, a name you might not recognize, but a face that, when you see it, you'll know. This is the story of one of the richest men in America, and what he did to get away with being a billionaire. The story starts here amongst these grand skyscrapers where a young real estate broker named Robert Durst lived a lavish lifestyle. But soon after, whispers started circulating about Robert. His wife, Kathleen, had vanished without a trace. The police suspected foul play, and so did the press. Headlines like this one read, "Was she executed by her hubby?" But despite all the suspicions, Robert seemed to be doing just fine. As they read him, his rights, Robert could do nothing but confess. He admitted to killing his friend Susan and his neighbor Maurice, as well as to murdering his own wife, Kathleen. When the news broke, newspapers across the country ran headlines like this: "Real estate heiress arrested in wife slaying." Finally, after all these years, someone was being held accountable for the mysterious deaths. In fact, he was living the best life, traveling the world, partying with the rich and famous. And all the while, the woman who was supposedly his wife was missing. Strange, right? Well, it gets stranger. The year is 2001, and the place is New York City. She was a writer and an executive producer for the Rolling Stones. But just like Kathleen, Susan would eventually turn up dead. Their goal was to find out once and for all what happened to Kathleen, Susan, and Maurice. What they found was shocking. The documentary uncovered new evidence that linked Robert Durst to all three deaths. In fact, it uncovered a handwritten note from Robert to Susan that said, "I'm under pressure. The feds are breathing down my neck. Tell them everything. Cadaver." The filmmakers also obtained a search warrant for Robert's bathroom, where they discovered a hidden microphone. That's when things took a turn for the worse. Then there was Maurice Black, Robert's neighbor, who also met a gruesome end. All three deaths were officially ruled as homicides, which means they were most likely at the hands of Robert Durst. But because of a lack of evidence, no charges were filed. It was an unsolved mystery that had all of New York talking. You see, Robert was also close friends with a woman named Susan Berman. And then in 2015, a documentary crew decided to take a stab at it. As the documentary crew closed in on the truth, Robert started acting suspiciously. He tried to bribe the filmmakers, then threatened them and their families. But still, they managed to get the confession they needed. It happened in the very bathroom where Robert had hidden the microphone. This is what he said: I definitely did not kill my wife, but if I had to, I would." Those words, along with all the evidence the documentary crew had collected, finally led to an arrest. It was a moment of justice that had been 14 years in the making. This is the host with this channel, and if you want to see more videos like this, stay tuned.